So I'm here to share with you my experience of not having any power or any internet for the last almost 10 days. And this started on September 13th. I'm recording this right now. It's about 8 o'clock at night on September 22nd. Just got the internet back, so that means I'm gonna be up probably all night playing games, making videos. But besides the point, I have to share with you this experience because it's been such a nightmare. You don't even understand what I've been going through, not being able to just post videos, but just the whole experience itself. So September 13th, I was live streaming. It was about 9 o'clock at night or something like that. And then all of a sudden, my internet went out and I was like, oh, maybe it has to deal with this storm that's going on in my city right now, which is by far the worst storm we've ever experienced where I live here on the west coast of United States. It was an ice storm. We've had ice storms here before, but not as bad as this one. It's knocked down just about, I would say 3 out of every 5 trees has been literally derooted and stuff like that. Branches broken, streets are absolutely inaccessible. Well, they are now because there's been tons of electricity companies, whatever, coming in from other towns trying to help us out because literally it's been the worst storm that we've ever encountered, winter storm for an ice storm, so freezing rain. So it's raining, and as soon as the rain hits, it's turning into ice. So we have literally, or we had, because it's all melted now, it's all been done, then literally for the first 5.5, almost 6 days, I had no power. And it's only about during the daytime because of this cold front that came in from Antarctica or something, what they were saying. It was dropping down to about 12 degrees outside. And this is during the daytime. So at nighttime, it was dropping down to about 6 or 4 or something like that. It was absolutely freezing outside. And with no power, mind you, for 5 days, it got really, really cold in the house. You're like, well, how come you didn't go to a motel or hotel? Because day one, every motel and every hotel was absolutely booked. How do I know this? Because me and family members were calling around and asking. They were completely booked. Every single one. Because on day one, when people lost their power for the ice storm, they went out and got themselves a hotel or motel, which leaves people like me inaccessible to one. So we had to bear it out and stick it out basically in the house for about 5.5, almost 6 days without power, and there's no hot meals getting made. You can't boil water or anything like that. Luckily, that day on the 13th, I actually went food shopping and I got a bunch of cold food for sandwiches and things like that. So that's what we've been eating, luckily. And if you wanted to go to the store to see what that looks like, just imagine any type of apocalyptic movie scenario where they go into the store and shelves are absolutely barren. I'm talking everything is almost gone. Well, for number one, the power went out for 5 days. So that means a lot of every single store had to throw away probably 70% of their food. The stuff that's oh, and you're like, what about the canned food? Canned food, boxed food, anything. It was post-apocalyptic, cannot buy anything anywhere. Super scary situation because, the trucks that deliver the food can't come in because the roads are covered in 5 inches of ice. And it was very treacherous situation. So yeah, about 5.5 days, no power in my house, just starving, freezing cold, living in my bed under a blanket. It might as well just be down by the river in a van, or in a van down by the river or something like that. It was absolutely horrible. And then I didn't have my internet come on until about 30 minutes ago. So I cracked a beer and I was like, you know what, we gotta share this experience with people because it's been mind-blowing. I've gone without power before, but never 5 days in weather that's 14 degrees outside. It's been horrible. I was wearing 3 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of pants, 3 shirts, 3 hoodies. I had a coat on. I had 2 beanies. Oh my God, it was absolutely freezing. I thank God right now. I'm praying that, it's over. It's over. We got our heat on. We have our internet back. I can get back to making videos, but I just wanted to like tell you guys how horrible this situation has been and how scary, how absolutely scary it was, because at one point I was almost thinking that I had to eat a human to survive, because that's the point where it would have got down to. Like, what happens? You run out of food, the store doesn't have food, I'm hungry, I got a gun, I'm gonna eat you, or something like that. That's what's going down, all right? Because I want to survive, and if I gotta eat a human to do it, then that's what my brain tells me to do. So, yeah, it's been just absolute nightmare here. If my voice sounds a little messed up, sorry about that. I was doing music yesterday, working on this brand new album of mine, just to go ahead and promote some music of mine and stuff like that. But yeah, you guys haven't been able to post, and if you don't know, like, YouTube is my main job, and I have lost a lot of money. We have lost a lot of time here not being able to post and stuff like that. So this is the only time that I would ever ask for you guys, if you could donate anything to the channel, that would be absolutely heartwarmingly amazing. Like, I'm almost in tears here because of, like, just thinking back on my experience. It was so horrible. I wouldn't even wish this upon like an enemy or something, or maybe I would at some point, because I know now how bad it is to be in like subarctic freaking weather with no power. What did they do back in the day? Oh my god, you guys, and I was so unprepared for this, but never again, never again. And like what I've said before, I've been without power, like everybody's been without power, but for like freaking 5.5 days and weather that's 14 degrees outside. Probably not, I don't know, but maybe not for a long time, until like, you know, Benjamin Franklin invented electricity or something like that. So yeah, that's my experience, and it's just been a nightmare, and I'm just so thankful that I'm back now, being able to do the things that I love to do, which is play video games, being me, and just making videos. You know, those are like the things that I've absolutely loved. And I was even thinking too, like, dude, I'd play the most trash video game right now, you know, sitting in the dark, like, just my phone died at one point. You got no power. I couldn't call anybody to like come help us. You know, I do have a friend with a truck, and he couldn't even drive on the roads because, once again, we had about 3 or 4 inches of pure ice on everything. You couldn't even get into your vehicle, okay? Because it was frozen over. And I'll try to share with you guys some pictures here of what the experience was like, because I actually did go out at one point and I was snapping pictures. But I'm telling you, like, when I lost my internet, dude, we went out for just a little bit, and there was trees falling down around us, branches breaking like down around us. And one of my main concerns is like, we're gonna have a gigantic tree fall in the house and we're gonna die. Dude, there's people that have died during this ice storm, okay? Like, I believe that this man's, you know, his kids actually stepped on a live wire from the electricity, like, you know, the wire that get knocked down. They stepped on it, they're gone now, and he, like, shared his experience. So I can only go, you know, my heart goes out to those who have just suffered like this. This is absolutely at the core of suffering. You know, and it makes me think too, is like, how come we don't have like a fireplace or something like that for a situation like that? Anybody with a fireplace is like, dude, they're heating the house and they have light, and there's a lot of people with like generators and things like that too. But man, my situation was completely dire, being stuck in my house, freezing temperatures, and not being able to go anywhere or call really anybody for help or have anybody come help me, because the roads were so hazardous. So we had to like literally stick it out. So yeah, for about 5.5 days, no power, and about almost 10 days of no internet. So yeah, about 5 days ago, my phone died. So I was keeping it alive just for emergency purposes, because there was people that are like, hey, are you okay? And be like, yeah, we're kind of sticking it out. And like, dude, I even like called the cops and I was like, hey, there's like ice everywhere. Can I start a fire like outside if it's contained and stuff like that in my backyard? And they're like, no, if you do that, we're gonna come cite you, or we're going to arrest you. And I'm like, you're going to arrest me for having a fire in weather that's like 14 degrees, even though it's contained in my backyard? And I go, does the jail have electricity? Seriously, if I just start shooting a gun off right now, can you just come get me so you can take me to a warm place where I can have a hot meal? And I don't care. I wouldn't care at that time, because living like under the covers, in your bed, doing absolutely nothing it's one of the most horrible things I've ever experienced. So yeah, absolutely, I would have to say. So I just wanted to go ahead and get this off my chest and like share that with you guys. If you could ever imagine someone too, oh, you know, on top of that, it's like, hey, I'm disabled, I'm like visually impaired, and I'm visually hearing impaired as well, which like just goes on top of like the, you know, the mental part of it, which it's just been fucking hard, man. I'm telling you that right now. Like, I don't wish this upon anybody, and if I did, it would probably be my worst enemy, because it's just been a nightmare. So once again, you guys, I really appreciate, you know, sticking out and helping the channel out, watching the videos and things like that. Once again, we're about 10 days behind. So I'm going to be working relentlessly trying to get videos out at this point so we can get this revenue back up, so I can, like, you know, buy food. Oh, and by the way, like, all of our food that we did buy, that I did buy, which is hundreds of dollars of food, it like all went bad. Like, all went bad. The chicken went bad. There's like all this other stuff just went bad because it was meat, and there was stuff in the fridge, cheeses and things like that. Like, dude, it all went bad, and now we have to go shopping again because we have like barely no food in the house at this point. But thank God that the heat is on. I'm able to cook food, like a hot meal. We had some chicken noodle soup the other day. It was absolutely delicious. I made it myself. We got more hot meals on the way, hopefully, and I'll be able to make it back to the store. But that link for donating is down below. If you guys ever felt like doing something like that, that would be absolutely amazing, just to help me get back on my feet here. Unless you are my friend Killa. If you're my friend Killa, you don't get to donate. You've already donated enough, man. We already got that. So we really appreciate all your guys' support. I just wanted to share with you my experience. I'm still emotional about this. Like, I'm trying not to like tear up or anything, just because like I'm thinking about what I've been through, and it's just been fucking horrible, man. That's all I can say. It's just been absolutely horrible being in freezing conditions with no food, being disabled. It's just mentally has gotten to me. Thank God that I have something like music to vent on. So once again, you guys, yeah, I'm gonna go start making some video game videos right now and some other funny stuff for us to watch. So once again, thank you all for the support. GRAVESIGHT, Green Alien, and I'm out of here. So peace.